Kenny Wayne Shepherd joining me on the line right now. And Kenny, I got to ask you first question out of the gate. Have you seen Fat Man, and what did you think?
I haven't seen it yet, actually. I've seen the previews, so I'm kind of waiting to still see the movie itself.
Oh, and for the people listening at home, your father-in-law is Mel Gibson, right?
He is, yeah.
We'll get to the music stuff in a second, but it's not often that you get to talk to someone who has a father-in-law like Mel Gibson. Good relationship?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we've always had a good relationship, and what's really awesome is to watch him with my kids, man. They just don't realize like how incredible it is, because every time he comes over, he inevitably ends up telling them some story that he completely makes up, like off the cuff, and he just draws them in because he has this unbelievable knack for telling great stories and acting and all that stuff. So it just comes so natural to him, and they don't realize like the front row seat that they have. It's pretty incredible.
Oh, that's amazing. Kenny Wayne Shepherd joining me on the line right now. We won't dwell on Mel Gibson. Like I said, it's one of those weird things. It's like, man, could you imagine having to go home and meet Mel Gibson for the first time and asking, hey, I'm going to be taking your daughter out tonight, and see how that goes?
Yeah, well, I definitely asked, when we got engaged, I went and asked his permission and, did the whole thing. And I mean, look, I think that, he's recognized how much I care for his daughter, like from the very beginning, and that, I'm a stand-up dude, and so I think he was comfortable with all that. So our relationship has always been solid, for sure.
There you go. Kenny Wayne Shepherd on the line with me right now. New music out, concert you guys did in Germany, correct? Straight to You live?
It's part of this really cool, it's a real prestigious thing that we were asked to do over in Germany called Rock Palace. It's like a live concert broadcasting. And we never really intended on making a live DVD out of it, but, in recent events, we're not allowed to play concerts anymore. We've never put out a live DVD. We've only done one live album, and that was 10 years ago. So I started thinking about it. I'm like, man, this is the next best thing for people that can't come see us right now. At least they can enjoy it in the comfort of their own home.
Okay, so if not for COVID, we would have never gotten this album the way we're getting it now, right?
I don't think so. I mean, we knew we recorded it. We had the video footage. My guys record audio every night of every show that we do. They've been doing that for years. So we knew we had the elements, but it wasn't really on my radar to put out a live DVD right now. And then once the touring started going away, then I realized we can't play shows for people, but you still want to entertain them and you want to keep them engaged. Then I started thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? We have the show, we have the camera footage, and we have the audio. Maybe we can put this together in a package and actually give it to the people so that they can see a show. We can guarantee the quality of it, as opposed to the streaming thing, what some people are doing, but I'm not sold on that because the audio quality in particular is never guaranteed to be that great when you're streaming it over the internet, and so this is guaranteed to be a great experience.
It seems like one of those things, the streaming thing, no one's quite figured out the best way to do it yet, right?
Yeah, I don't know that it's the way of the future. I think it's, the way of the moment.
Yeah.
There's no substitution for real live performance. Even the live DVD isn't the same thing as the energy that you exchange between the band and the audience, when you go to see a show in person. But this is the next best thing. And like I said, the quality, I think, is far superior to anything you would get if you were streaming an internet live show. And you get to own it so you can watch it as many times as you want to.
There you go. Perfect. Kenny Wayne Shepherd joining me on the line to talk about Straight to You live. Was recorded in Germany. We wouldn't have had it because when I was reading the fact sheet about all this, it sounded like this was done before COVID, but I didn't know that it was one of those things that you guys just decided to do after COVID. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it was recorded about a year ago. It was in November 2019 on our European leg of the Traveler Tour, which was like a big sold out tour that we were doing. And but yes. I mean, it's really something. The show was done prior to COVID, but the intent of releasing it was not there until after COVID hit.
That's cool. That's like one of those little like, hey, it sucks over here, but it's cool over on this side because we got something cool out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it gave us an opportunity to give the fans what literally they have been asking for this for decades, Like, when are you going to release a live DVD?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, with all the technology and how things are nowadays, why haven't you guys done a live album?
It's just like we did a live record 10 years ago, but like we never did the DVD. We've even had shows filmed before, but it just never came out right, or the stars didn't align, or whatever it was, we just weren't satisfied, or the timing didn't seem right, or we were focused on other things. And everything just kind of came together as a result of COVID, I guess.
I just imagine you guys like going back over the video. Nope, sorry, just not going to happen this time. Like, what was okay? Let me ask you.
I'm telling you.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah,
what was the wildest excuse for no? We're not doing it.
I don't know that we had the wildest excuse, other than like we just weren't satisfied at the end of it. Whether I just didn't feel confident in my own performance, or the camera guys weren't getting the job done right, or the audio suffered some kind of catastrophe, there's any number of reasons why it never happened before now.
That is the worst when you're doing video, is you think it's going to be so great, and then it comes out and you look at it and you're like, no, this is not what I had in mind, or it doesn't sound as good,
when you're doing it live, you only get one shot,
Yeah.
And I'm not the kind of guy that goes back and tries to fix things, especially if you're trying to do something live. It's like, it is what it is. You shouldn't be going back fixing it after the fact. So you get one shot at it, and you either get it or you don't get it. And so we got it on this one.
What was it about the performance in Germany that made you go, yeah, this is good. We can put this out?
Well, we walked away from the show that night feeling that we had a great performance, and then we looked at their camera work and thought, wow, these guys did a good job. They really know what they're doing as well. But again, there was no intention on releasing it. And so then when, the tours were getting postponed, and, then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I'm going to go back and watch that show again. And I did. And, it's like, I was like, wow, this is really good. Like, this is something I feel like I would feel good about putting out. We had to, put a little work into it. We had to mix and master the audio, and then we had to, adjust a few things from the the video perspective, but ultimately it was really good, and I felt good about it.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd joining me on the line right now, talking about the live performance from Germany. Straight to You live. It's out on all the major platforms right now in audio and video, correct?
Yeah, you can get it. I mean, look, we have like a vinyl version just for the audio. If you're a vinyl guy, you can get like, a double LP that's like transparent red vinyl. We have the
that's cool.
CD with the Blu-ray disc, and we have a CD with a DVD disc, and, they're available at all wherever you can buy music nowadays, which, the list is getting smaller by the year. But the most direct place to buy it, obviously, is through our website, KennyWayneShepherd.com. But, Amazon, I don't know, wherever you consume music, you should be able to purchase this.
There you go. Kenny, now that you got the live album out, what's kind of next for you guys? I mean, with COVID and, they're kind of being the murky water of, whether or not tour is going to come back here soon. What's kind of next for you guys?
Well, we've already got a new record. We actually were just finishing a new album right before lockdown started, right? So Thankfully, we already had all that done. And so we're just kind of waiting to figure out when's the right time to actually release that, because we put out records so that we can go out and play the music for people on stage. So, with that's the intent for us putting out new music. So we're kind of waiting to see when we can go back to work, and then that will help us determine when we're going to release the new record.
Has it been tough for you guys?
I think it's hard for anybody. I mean, anybody who's been affected, and we all have to varying degrees, but, our work has essentially just completely dried up. So that's affected everybody, whether it's from a financial point of view or also just from a creative point of view. I mean, when you're out there doing this and this is what you feel called to do, and this is the opportunity you've been given, and you invested your whole life into this thing, and, you have this camaraderie with everybody that's involved, and it's out there, and you're a team, and you're making it happen. It's like, all that comes to a grinding halt unexpectedly, and certainly to no fault of your own. It's like, it's kind of jarring. And, we're just kind of all trying to hang in there until somebody gives us the green light and says you can go back out and do this again.
But you still haven't found time to watch Fat Man yet.
No, not yet. But, now that you mention it, I'm going to watch it.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd on the line with me right now. I got the new live concert out, Straight to You live. We'll have all the details at the website. Kenny, I know you got a busy day ahead of you. I'll let you get going. Thank you so much for the time, man. I appreciate it, okay?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, too.
No problem. Have a happy holiday, okay?
You too, brother.